at this point, it's safe to say that CM Punk is the biggest hypocrite in the history of pro wrestling. And it doesn't even come close, man. This guy, 10 years ago, more than that actually, made a living off of fucking criticizing part-timers like The Rock and Brock Lesnar. He criticized people who are superior to him in wrestling, and he made a living off of that. He became famous off of that. And now here he is, man. He's taking sabbaticals after sabbaticals, pumping in steroids despite being straight edge, and he's coming back to straight up just win the WWE title. Tell me how this makes sense. How this is not hypocritical, man. He criticized The Miz, I think back then, for going to Saudi Arabia, and like the entire company for that matter. He comes back and he apologizes to Saudi Arabia publicly. Tell me how that's not hypocritical. You know why people like him? Because, well, back then he was a rebel, which is a likable trait, and then when it really came down to it, it turns out that he doesn't really believe everything that he's saying. He was just saying it because he had nothing else to do. Like, he can't be the person who the company backs like they backed John Cena. But like, the moment the company backed him that way, he's exposed. And people like him because they don't want to admit that back in the day, they were wrong. There is no way they would have known, man, you know. But the fact is this, they were wrong and they don't want to accept that they were wrong. People don't like accepting that, right? Well, I'll tell you something. I liked him too back then. And here I am, man. I just accept the fact. I was wrong, man. I was wrong about this guy. He is a complete hypocrite and people are not pointing this out. I don't know why. I don't understand this. This guy is going around and he's doing interviews as well, man. Like, he's doing interviews with no fucking fear because for some reason I feel like he knows. Nobody's actually gonna ask all of this, right? Like, he can go to any fucking interview, the most unfiltered so-called interview, and no one's gonna question any of this. This is not gonna happen. Nobody is going to question him. Hey man, like, you apologize to Saudi Arabia, like, explain this. And also the part-time schedule, like, what's happening? You're literally an old part-timer now. You're almost 50 and you're the WWE champion, which would have been okay if you were not literally criticizing the same thing 15 years ago. He comes back to Chicago, he wins the title from Sami Zayn, and granted he's a much better champion, so I mean, that's another thing, right? Like, he kind of got lucky as well. He comes back and he beats Sami Zayn. Can you possibly fathom a worse WWE champion than Sami Zayn? If it was anybody else who became the champion for the first time, I think CM Punk would have been booed. Maybe not in Chicago, I don't fucking know. Maybe even in Chicago by some people. But like, overall, people would have disliked this. Imagine if LA Knight won the title and he lost it in 9 days to CM Punk, a returning CM Punk at that. What do you think would have happened? I mean, people are still criticizing him and the company because Sami Zayn lost the title, he didn't get a proper run. But imagine if it was somebody who's actually worth shit. Because of the fact that he beat Sami Zayn, I think the actual impact of what he did and the hypocrisy is kind of mitigated because, like, all the real ones, man, they don't want to see Sami Zayn as the champion, of course. So, well, that's another thing. And even the people who are criticizing CM Punk right now, the Sami Zayn fans, there is something that you will see. Nobody is actually pointing out the fact that he's a hypocrite. You know why? Because the people who like Sami Zayn and want to see him as a champion are fucking retarded, man. They are just fucking retarded. There is no other explanation for this. There is literally, absolutely no other explanation. Their reasoning is, oh well, he's been in the company for 13 years and before that he was in ROH. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Maybe he could have spent all this time actually developing a physique and looking like an actual professional wrestler instead of a homeless nobody. Maybe that would have helped him a little, but, well, here we are, man. We have a guy who has the heart. He has the heart and the will. We have to fucking tolerate this type of nonsense. And CM Punk was another one of these, man. Like, CM Punk obviously was a better looking person than Sami Zayn, but he was another one of these. This kind of opened the door as well in a way now that I think about it. Anyway, I really think that there needs to be a time when CM Punk just turns heel. The reason he turns heel is because, well, people just realize that he's a hypocrite. With the type of audience that this company has now, I think it's very unlikely. It's not gonna happen. he's gonna be a babyface for the rest of his career, and then he's gonna ride off to sunset. That's what I think, but I think it would be a great thing. It would be one of the better things he has done in his career. Well, it's not gonna top what he did back in 2012 and 2011, but still, it's gonna be something. At least it's gonna be the best thing that he has done since his return, including whatever the fuck he was doing in AEW. It's gonna be better than that, so maybe that's something to be considered, but it's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen, you already know that. He's gonna be a babyface part-timer, and he's gonna be treated like a special attraction, and one day he's gonna retire and people are gonna pretend that he's a big deal.